Yo ho ho, Nabuto Saki, how's it going my fellow homo sapiens? It's your boy Hadou, and today I'm coming at you with my Amorphage deck on YGOPro. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So the first one, we're running one Gluttony, and the main reason we're running one is because he kind of clogs the hand and you can't pendulum summon him with the pendulum monster scales you have in the deck. But when he's in a pendulum scale, any card that would go to the graveyard is banished as stead. That's really awesome, but I really don't need to use him like that. That's why he's at 1. We're running 2 sloths. He's the mistake of the deck. Not just that, he's only 1 tribute. So basically when he's in the pendulum zone, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. Awesome. Then we have 3 pride. Pride is the beater of the deck, coming in at 1750. Yes, that 50 counts. With 0 defense. And basically when he's in the pendulum zone, neither player take effect damage. You'd be amazed how great this monster is in chain burn. You know, people's playing chain burn, you put them in your pendulum zone and you put a face-up amorphous monster on a field. Basically this game, because they can't burn you. That's all they want to do. But not just that, when you have a lot of your amorphous spell and trap cards on the field, he becomes a serious beater. Then we have 3 Raft. He's a pretty big attacker, but when he's in the pendulum zone, neither player can tribute monsters. So you got to think of things like Monarchs, maybe even Magic Specters. They need to tribute their monsters for their spell and trap cards. Well, guess what? No, you can't tribute. Only monsters that can be tribute is amorphic monsters. Now I know Monarchs can get around this because they can use certain cards to tribute your monsters, but that's only once per turn. Then we're running 3 Envy. I know a lot of people have took Envy out. Some people's running only 1 Envy. I'm running 3, and it's because of this build. I want to really slow my opponent down. Not just that, he has a big booty coming in with 2050. Yes, that's right, 2050 defense. Great booty. Is great to set, and your opponent attacks into it. Flip. Guess what? You can't go into your extra deck. No special summoning from the extra deck except amorphic monsters. Then we're running 3 Greed. Greed is really good. He's one of the lockdown monsters. Basically, when he's in the pendulum zone, neither player can play trap cards except Amorphage trap cards. That's right. Very strong. Coming in at a pendulum scale of 3, 1950 defense. Then we have 3 Luxury. He is another big lockdown monster. Basically, when he's in the pendulum zone, neither player can play spell cards except Amorphage spell cards. Very good. Not just that, he's 1350, a very small attack. Now, the unfortunately about this one, you can't pendulum summon this one either because Amorphage only pendulum summon level 4s. Oh my goodness, I just can't get over that. But this guy is awesome in the pendulum zone. Oh my goodness, you'd be amazed how many decks use spell cards. Setting up with these 2 first turn and pendulum summoning a monster, you basically got game. Great. Then we're running 2 Gluttony. I'm thinking about bumping Gluttony up to 3. He is a very strong card in this format. So basically when this card is in the pendulum zone, neither player can activate monster effects except amorphic monster effects. And amorphics don't really have monster effects that activate. So their effects is continuous. So this card here is awesome. You got an effect Baylor in your hand. No, you're not using it. Or a monster effect in the graveyard. No, that's right. You know, you're going against Cosmos. You want to banish a monster to special summon one. No, not today, buddy. Let's go ahead and negate all that. And I find that this one is really awesome. So Gluttony is strong. I really like Gluttony. If things really gets bad, I can put Gluttony in defense, face down in defense with 1850 defense. Then we have 3 Affection. Now you really want to open up with this card here. This card is very good in the deck. Oh my goodness, this card right here can really cause you to win the game. It's such a great card. So basically when an amorphic monster is destroyed, when a monster you control is destroyed or tribute, you can search the deck for an amorphic card. That's right, a card. Any amorphic card. You can search itself out. You can search the trap out. You can search a monster. Oh my goodness, such a great card. But not just that, amorphic monsters gain 100 for every face-up amorphic card, including itself. You'd be amazed. Even though it's only 100, it seems small, but when you have your pendulum scale set up, you have the fill spell up there, you have your trap set up. Oh my goodness, these monsters can go anywhere from like 6,000 to 7,000 attack. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. This card here is just really good. Then we're running 2 of the field card. Now, the field card is okay. I mean, it gains your Amorphic monster 300 attack and defense. I really like that. And when you tribute when an Amorphic monster is tribute, you get to draw a card up to twice per turn. This is really, really good. I have it at 2 because it was clogging. But that's about it. It's really okay. Now, here's where I differ with my deck. We're running 3 Pot of Duality. Now, a lot of people are like, you're playing a Pendulum deck. Why are you running this? Well, with Amorphage, you really don't play. I really don't play Amorphage like other Pendulum decks. It's not really set up my scale special. What I like to do is slow my opponent down until I have a field, then I go off. Because if I get Twin Twister, the game is over. So with this, I will most likely summon a monster. If I have this, I'll set this in the back row, and I will pot. Hopefully, I can get into something like Alexis or Greed, so I can negate something from my opponent. Then we have 3 Magic Planner. Really, really good for the main reason we run a lot of continuous traps. And I'll talk about some of these combos in a little bit. But not just that, I really need draw power in this deck. The first issue with this deck was I didn't have enough draw power, and I didn't like it because I couldn't get into the cards I really needed. If someone got rid of my monsters or something of that nature, and I have 2 Pendulum Scales, those Pendulum Scales is going to be destroyed in my next standby phase. So now I'm top decking. So this really speeds up the deck. We're running 2 Ignite Reloads. Now originally I had Pot of Riches in the main deck, but I found that Ignite Reload is so much better because you take your Pendulum monsters, you send it back into your deck, you shuffle them back into your deck, and you draw the same number +1. So you're plussing 1. Such a great card. Now we're running 3 Lexus. Sorry about that. This card here is incredible. So when your monsters are destroyed in the Pendulum scale, you can always replace them. Now in the standby phase, you can replace them if you can't blow something up, but since it's still your standby phase, you still have to blow the Pendulum card up. But not just that, all other monsters on the field loses 100 attack and defense for every face-up Amorphic card, including this trap card. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. So it's basically a Bird of Mighty, but better. Because with Bird of Mighty, you can't do things like it sees because the ranks. With this, catches all monsters. So I have it at 3, and with this card here is incredible. One of the biggest issues I was having was people get rid of my monsters, and then my skills are destroyed in the next turn, and it's nothing I can do about it. But with this, I can blow up my scales and draw a card. If I have these 2 on the field, I could blow up a scale, draw a card, then replace that scale with something I need. So let's say if I'm going first, I have these 2 cards in my hand, I'll summon an Amorphic monster, I'll put something in the scale. So I might put something like Luxury in one of my skills. And let's say my opponent's not really playing spell cards, he's playing a whole bunch of monster effects. I can blow it up, draw a card, then put a new scale up. I'll put up Gluttony. Great card. And we're running 1 Van of Emptiness. So we're not going to really worry about the extra deck, because the reason why I have this in the extra deck was because I was running things like the Drago Engine and Starlight Road, stuff like that, to try to stop my opponent from blowing my stuff up, and it was just way too slow, a little too complicated. So for the side deck, we're running 2 Casa Coliseums. Really good. You play a Coliseum, you set a big booty in the fence, they're going to normal summon, attack into it, it most likely not going to get over it, and now they can't special summon from their extra deck. We're running 2 Rivalries of Warlords. I originally had this in the main deck also. It really locked down your opponent, but I took this out for more draw power because I want the deck to be a little bit faster. We have 2 Gojin Match, once again locking down my opponent. Maybe they're running all dragons, or they're running all spellcasters, but with different attributes. So we have this here. We're running 2 Pendulum Reborns, basically to get some of these big monsters back out. But not just that, just kind of have a monster on the field. 2 Pot of Riches, just for the extra draw power. We're running the Kakameru Drago. Great card. I originally had it in main deck, but I took it out to have more Amorphic monsters in the deck. This, hands down, this card is really good. Great side. You're going against Cosmos. You're going against a dark or light deck. They're doing a lot of special summon. Guess what? This card becomes really awesome. I might bump this up to 3. It just depends. And then we're running 2 Iron Wall. things like Monarchs or another deck that's just banishing to get a lot of effects. Guess what? We're going to go ahead and nip that in the butt very early. And right now we have one extra card. I don't know what to put in. Maybe it's going to be another Drago. Right now I just got Ghost Orb. I'm trying her out. Ghost Orb is no rabbit. I'm just trying her out to see how it feels, but I'm not really liking it. I had Maxi earlier, but Maxi's not that awesome sometimes. So that's all I have for you today. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Matane.